So this is the main front entrance on the university here. Let's see. I'm not sure how many trees we pruned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right here. We cut some reliefs back on the building because these limbs were actually all the way up against the building. Matter of fact, back a couple months ago, they had one break out of this oak, and it actually knocked one of the terracotta tops off up there, and then smashed another tree down here that I actually ground the stump on. They had got the tree up already, but I ground the stump while I was here. It was right there. Chris ground it. He got that one. This is my biggest pruning job I've done yet. The main thing was this clock tower. You couldn't see it no more. This is the main focal point of the entire university. And right there's the president's house. We was right there. So her front door looks out at the clock tower. And you couldn't even see it. Especially when it was foliaged out. So what they wanted was, they wanted to come back just to the outsides on each one, which ended up perfect. There's no telling how many thousands of cuts I made today. I mean, because we went all the way up in these trees, all the way up. And around the sides of them over here, and up to shape them to where it kind of held it. Because this was kind of a give and take kind of job. You know, you want it to look good, but you want it to everything to end up right. And man, I'm telling you, I had tickled to death with this one. So now you can see the clock tower again. We had a tornado come through here. I think it was 2004. Maybe bad wrong on that. I'll have to ask Jill about the dates on it, but the tornado actually took that clock tower down. They found bits and pieces of the clock all over the place. It still chimes everything. And see, it's got the correct time on it right now. I'm just looking on the watch. And they rebuilt that thing back. Chris has blown everything off now. There were 2 trees on each side of the stairwell right there. One of them was about 15 foot taller than the other one. The one on the right was taller. They talked about me trimming it and shaping both of them to get them back kind of where they were relative to one another. So when I met with them the other day out here and we discussed it, they decided just to take those trees down. They were kind of ratty. I mean, I could have shaped them and everything, but they I'm glad that they did that. So I just took those two completely down. They may have been a holly, I'm not sure. They had like a holly type leaf on it, but they were trees. They may have something else. I didn't ever look at my app to see what they might have been. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So did 9 trees here today. Pruned them and then took those 2 down over there. The plan was to do it during Christmas break while nobody was here, and we ain't had a soul out here the whole time we've been here. Normally you couldn't have done this while the university was active, man, because it would have been, because there's people that walk these main sidewalks right here all day long, and it would have been rough. Digging on that, watching folks. We'd had to block we'd had to block all this off. So what we'd had to do, we just had to ribbon it off back here to get it done. We're about a half a load of chips too, so that was pretty good. Cut this beast off. We cut a lot back off of this tree too, man. It had limbs coming all out on the front of this building. You can see the mold, mildew on it right there where it's growing. See mold, that's gonna be mildew. I was sweating this job, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. If I screwed this up, me and Chris probably would have had to relocate and went into the witness protection program. We'd got run out of Lowndes County, that's for sure. I said we pruned 9 trees. We pruned 9, and there was actually 2 more holly type trees that were just out as I was walking back from the main gate. They were right there. We got those and then took down those other 2 that were on both sides of the stairs. We did a lot. I just got through going to a pruning class that the Georgia Arbor Association put on that first of this month, and that helped me out a lot, especially on where to make the cuts on the limbs when you're trimming those limbs back. You know, not necessarily making the cuts at the trunk. I knew how to do that as far as not cutting the branch collars off and you know, preserving that part. But of course, I had some questions too about, you know, pruning that I was able to ask when I was over there. So that paid off. Training, classes, schooling, you can't put a price on knowledge. And I can't wait to see what this looks like when it greens up this coming spring. I had Chris on the ground watching, spotting for me, and he had one of my lasers down there, and it worked really good because he could flash that thing up there on the limb, and I could see where it was as soon as he would flash it. And so, I mean, I was sitting there just making cuts, just one right after another as he was flashing up there. So he was guiding me on shaping that tree, because once you're up there in the tree or in the lift, you can't tell where you need to be, man. It's almost impossible to, at least for me it is. But I rode back by there yesterday and just pulled up on the street side and just stopped, got out and looked at it. And, you know, it's just one of those things, man. It's cool when you do something and you can get out and you can look at it and it looks good. Appreciate y'all watching. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.